I just need to check and see if we're on air. It says we're on air. Let's see what happens. Dude, that's the only problem with this new system. I can't tell if we're on or not. Yeah, looks like we are. Yeah, it looks like we are. Okay. We'll be right back. Your mic's going to be hot. So
Okay.
anything you say can and will be held against you.
Complete darkness swallowed me whole, broken, beaten, can't take anymore. Body abused, alone, crazy, hiding scars, body parts. Rearranged, my child inside, completely gone. I beg for mercy, no more fight. Done, 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 I surrender. Karmic hold slowly releases, I lay still, silent. I can feel, help is on its way this time. I died, I came home, I am reborn. From a golden diamond string, her eyes so kind, her heart whole. She descended from the heavens, reaching, pulling a gift from source. She kisses my mouth, she holds out her hand, I take it. I'm ready to be free from suffering. I am ready to live, I am ready to heal, I am safe, I am love, I am soul, I am. Complete darkness swallowed me whole, broken, beaten, can't take anymore. Body abused, alone, crazy, hiding scars, body parts. Rearranged, my child inside, completely gone. I beg for mercy, no more fight. Done, 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 I surrender. Karmic hold slowly releases, I lay still, silent. I can feel, help is on its way this time. I died, I came home, I am reborn. From a golden diamond string, her eyes so kind, her heart whole. She descended from the heavens, reaching, pulling a gift from source. She kisses my mouth, she holds out her hand, I take it. I'm ready to be free from suffering. I am ready to live, I am ready to heal, I am safe, I am love, I am soul, I am.
That intro's all about the Divine Feminine. We have a beautiful Divine Feminine sister in the house today, so I thought I'd play it as an intro. Big shout out to Willow Love, Angie Love. That's one of the early collaborations from Soulspeaks One Studios. And I also want to give a shout out to Denise Chadwick, because I came home a while ago and there was a gift in the mail. And I thought, oh my God, someone did a portrait, a sculpture of Morgan when she morphs at night sometimes. And this is what it looks like. So yeah, it's all good. It's a pleasure to have you, Marina. I know you live in London.
Good.
I know you live in London, but I know I always mispronounce everybody's last names, but yours is French, I believe, so it would be Govier. Is that right?
Yes. Yes,
I
yes, yes.
finally passed the linguistics test for one,
Nice.
but thanks for coming in.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. We actually have connected going back what, like 3 years, maybe, or four.
No, I think it was like 2014.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, that's a while back. But
yeah. So you were
so I
like,
saw you about
yeah,
13, 14,
yeah. That
something
makes
like
sense.
that.
Yeah, I came
Yeah.
out. I came out. I think in 13. Well, I
Yeah.
came out before that, but like with videos and stuff, it was really. Uh, it would have been 14. Yeah, would have
Yeah.
been 2014.
It was around that time. And I think um then we both went offline. Well, I for roughly the same time, at the same time, I think. And then you
Wow.
just popped up again.
Yeah,
You
I didn't
appeared.
go
Woo!
offline. I tried to go
No,
offline.
but it kind of, I don't know
Hmm.
what happened. A lot of people just kind of, yeah, yeah. But now it's back. It's nice. Fun.
So we were talking before the show, and you, like a lot of people, I told Morgan a couple of nights ago. I said, I think normal sleeping patterns are going to leave us all. And she said, "What do you mean? It's been like this for us for quite a while." But
Yeah.
you're what, sleeping 3-4 hours a night?
4 hours, and napping during the day.
Mhm.
Napping, sleeping, more sleeping, about 3 hours, 2 hours. I just get wiped out. That's it
Um,
then. But I
and
listen. Yeah.
you listen. Yeah, you listen to when you have to lay down, right? Get
I don't
horizontal.
care. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
it. And sometimes I don't have to go to sleep. I just have to be
Mm,
horizontal. It's like I've got to lay down.
yeah,
I
yeah.
do it a lot of times between shows. I just get off a show, lay down.
Mm,
Next show's in 40 minutes. I come back.
mm,
You know.
yeah.
So are you in London proper? Are you in the city of London? No.
No, I'm about an hour and a half outside of. I'm
Okay.
by the coast,
Ah, good
southeast.
choice.
Yeah,
Good
but
choice.
live by the woods, which is lovely. Yeah,
And
it's
do you
nice.
go into the woods often?
No, not as often as I should do, but
Yeah.
they're literally just there.
So you got the
So the
woods and the beach. So that means there's
mm,
got to be a lot of nature being type energy, elemental energy.
I
Everybody's
think so.
different. The universe speaks to all of us in its own unique fashion. There's no right or
Yeah.
wrong. How does it all this stuff? Because I can tell just from conversing with you,
Mm,
over the years that you're plugged in. Like, everybody doesn't have the same experiences, I guess what I'm saying, but you can tell
yeah.
when somebody knows or they're paid, like you said, you listen.
Mm.
How does it play out for you? Do you see things? Do you hear things? Do you know things? How does it work?
In the beginning, it was insane. It was mad. I obviously listening to a lot of your shows, a lot of people go through trauma.
Hmm.
Or it comes to a point, and that kind of wakes you up, snaps you out of everything, makes you question, what am I doing? And I had that in 2010,
Wow.
2009, 2010. I can't quite remember. And I started opening up. And then when I opened up, I asked for everything.
Oh,
And
you did.
yeah, which was fun, but I lost a lot of sleep. I lost friends, separated myself from family because I had all these pieces of information coming in that nobody around me, my immediate reality, understood. Um, so it was only really friends online that I was connecting to that kind of could answer certain questions. Romeo was one of them as well. Um, he was someone I reached out to. Um, so I saw lots of things. Um, California fires back then as well. So I think it was 2014, 15 when they happened as
Hmm.
well. Um, that came in. I had lots of experiences with pyramids, Egyptian beings.
Is that
I
right?
oh
Now, was
yeah.
that like with the Egyptian beings in the pyramids? Because a lot of people talk about that. Was
Mm.
it third eye? Was it when you were laying down sleeping? Was it in dream state or?
What started it? I had actually had Reiki from my sister-in-law at the time, and that opened me up. And something happened. I don't know, but I didn't know what I was seeing. I said, I'm seeing 7 colours, and I went through the colours, said that I felt like I was floating, and I must have been activated or something, I don't know, or I was remembering. And that led me to looking into Reiki and meditating. And the first time I meditated, it felt like a Sekhmet energy healing, and I was shown positions to do with my hands. I didn't understand what was going on. I thought I was mad.
But
I thought I was crazy.
we all
Um,
did.
yeah.
We all
So that
did.
was So that was
We just
funny.
didn't know everybody else was thinking the same thing we were.
No, you don't until you reach out and then start seeing people saying certain things. So my intuition was leading me to certain people around that time, and yeah, it got a bit crazy, but I love it now. So I
Yeah.
had more back then. I had dream states, um, certain information coming in.
That
What
seems
else?
to be what's happening. That seems to
Yeah,
be what's happening.
visions.
Yeah. Like,
uh, uh, all sorts of stuff for other people. I could sit at my computer and connect to people, um, and almost astral project in my mind, see where they were,
yeah.
um, and describe certain things, send them healing. Oh, this
I
was all in
remember
the
that.
space of 2 years.
Yeah. So that was like what, 2014, 2015?
No, that was right at the beginning. So that was
Oh,
uh,
wow.
that was
2011.
2011
Yeah.
into 2012, and then it just got more and more and more as the years went on, and I started to relax into it, and didn't feel so crazy.
I remember when, now for me, and I think it may have started a couple years earlier, but I remember, like I came off the streets and I got a laptop, and I never really had interacted with people.
Mm,
I had just posted words up to the Soulogy
yeah.
group from my flip phone. So then I got a laptop, and I would spend my day writing and putting my words to images and talking to people.
Mm,
And I remember like the energy sent and received. Like there was some kind of infinity sign thing going on, right? Because you
yeah.
could feel energy,
Yeah.
you could send energy. It was
Mhm.
beyond resonation and kindredness. It was something else. There was a lot of people, including
Yeah.
me, although I didn't put it out there, that were like, oh my God, I found the person that I'm supposed to be with. And you would see like people falling in love every week with somebody else. And
Yeah.
I think that was totally innocent. You know, it was like
Mhm.
that universal energy was just becoming more prevalent. Morgan calls the internet the highest physical manifestation of the ethers.
Yeah.
And if you think about the
Okay.
integration of the physical and non-physical, it would only make sense that, you know, what I'm talking about, what you're talking about is,
Mm.
you know, it was a big, big step
Yeah.
because
Huge.
information was just moving so fast. And
Yeah.
you know,
Mm.
it
That's
was mind blowing.
Yeah. That's what I definitely felt that it was something sped up in a few years.
Yeah.
The time just, I don't know, it just went, and it feels like a repeat now. This year has just gone just in the
This
blink
is
of an eye.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
You could
been,
line up 2012 to 2019
yeah.
and stack it next to 2020, which is only what,
Yeah.
8 months, and it would be so small the other
Mm,
years compared to what 2020's been.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it
This
really
is
would.
definitely, it's been it's fun. It's definitely fun. It's a ride.
So
I'm more
how's it?
relaxed into it now.
Yeah, you seem relaxed, and I know that because I haven't even canceled shows in a year and a half. Like I might have had like a technical difficulty and I couldn't go on, and I got just hammered. What we were supposed to go on 2 weeks ago, I think. I got
Yeah.
hammered. I had to cancel 2 days in a row. I
I
was like,
was feeling it too.
I know, and I was a little, you know, because we still have the human
Mm,
aspect playing in us, fading out the
yeah.
parts that we're going to leave behind, which I say with our respect, and to include what do people think. And I was like, oh, I hope she's okay with it. And you wrote me back, and you didn't say, I don't know what you said, but I just knew in that moment, oh, she gets it. Like
Oh, I think I messaged you. I had a feeling
yeah.
in the morning, and I thought, I'm just going to message and see if he's okay and see if we're still on. And then I
That's
got
what it
another
was.
feeling. Yeah. So I kind of know, because everyone's feeling it.
Oh,
Everyone.
absolutely.
Yeah. So no, completely understand. Yeah.
So how has the last few weeks been?
Fun. Right. Lionsgate. I understand, I hear all the Lionsgate. I don't delve into what it actually means. I just feel it. And I had a feeling that August was going to be a big explosion of stuff.
Say.
So yeah. Oh, I'm feeling it. And when you said yesterday with Shanine about your sore throat,
Hmm.
yeah, sore throat in my stomach.
Yeah, mine was, man, and I had these weird chills. I
Yes,
had these
this
really
is what I've
weird
been.
chills. And
Yeah,
I've
chills
never
and
had this
heat.
type of, yeah, I'm getting that today. Now I've been
Yeah,
getting the heat.
no.
Morgan keeps saying, "Oh, you're going through menopause," and but I mean, I'm like getting like baked. And
Yeah.
but yesterday there was these really weird chills, and I did 3 shows, and in the last show, Alicia Brochet, who's incredible, I just said to her, "I wonder what these are. Can you tap into your team next time and let me know?" And I was kidding. And she sent me a note though late last night, and I haven't been able to look at it yet. And she said, "I actually did tap in accidentally, and here's what's happening." And
No.
I don't often like, a lot of people will reach out to me with things, and I don't always resonate with them.
Mm,
But immediately I was like, "Oh, you gotta don't open that until you're ready to read it." Thing,
yeah.
which is another interesting part too, because we're all becoming more telepathic, and our senses are becoming more. We have more sensitivity. It's
Yeah.
more acute, and so we see things in others, and we see things in ourselves, and we don't see things in others, and we don't see things in ourselves because we're like in the middle of all this. So that makes it interesting.
Yeah. It is. And I think lately my biggest thing is what's without is within. So it's easy to see what's going on in myself. Like my belly's actually moving in, so I can feel it inside. So a few weeks ago there was like a fiery sky, and it was the same sky that I saw years back when there was fires in California right before it happened.
Mm.
And I saw the same sky a few weeks ago, and I said to Paul, um, "Oh, I hope it's not the same thing." But then I was like, "This is a fire in people. There's a
Mhm.
passion. Something is stirring and burning, and it is everyone's gonna feel it." And it was today. My chest was on fire. You can see it's red now.
Yeah,
It's been on fire,
looks like you've
and
been in a tanning booth.
no, no, that's the sun. I just plugged into
Yeah,
the sun. That's natural. And then today, I only found out about the fires in California.
yeah,
I only heard about that.
and they're
So
pretty severe too.
yeah,
Which is
and
another interesting thing. It's like
yeah,
you're saying that you had that same vision, and then that's what happened. I would almost guarantee you that it was the same time of the year. Somebody brought up, I think it was Alicia last night, about the solar
mm,
flash, how she's been
mm,
getting, having visions and downloads about a solar flash, but not
yeah,
necessarily literal like people had talked about in the past. And I
mm,
said, that's interesting because I've thought about that. And I've kind of like, I guess in my projection from the ego aspect of me, it kind of called people out, not personally, but just like, why are predicting this stuff and it didn't
yeah,
happen, and why, and now you want to tell me this when that didn't happen.
mm,
And then I realized that I specifically remember a lot of people had not a lot, well, enough people that
mm,
there had to be several that I saw that actually posted a year ago in September, October, was the forecast that a solar flash was coming. And she was getting the same thing. So what I'm trying to
mm,
say is there's something about the cyclical nature of what's going on that
yeah,
these last few years that the same energy is prevalent at the same time, but it seems to be more expanded. Does that make sense to you?
yeah, completely. Everyone, I think we are all tapping into the same energy, because we are that, without, within. So the fires, I know because I'm burning inside me, there's something brewing. And I think it is within everyone, whether it's, whatever you make of that, I don't know, but everyone's feeling something is under the surface bubbling.
Do you have like specific essences or galactic family that communicates with you? Do you get that kind of stuff coming in?
I
Elemental?
used to all the time. Yeah. So now it's Egyptian energy. So Sirius definitely was would make itself known. What else? I've had a few ETs. I think I messaged you a few months back when the reptilian. I had a reptilian energy, but it was I think he was. I'm not sure if it was after you'd said yours. It was around the same time. I was in the garden in the sun, as I always am, as much as I can, and I had a vision of one sitting in like a stone throne almost, and he was like a tribal. He looked tribal. He had a short snout, and he was a male energy, but he just looked at me. There was nothing other than just looking at each other, and I didn't feel anything bad. That was really the last prominent vision that I've had.
But that's another thing too, is so many people, me included, so many people, like when we woke up, it's like somebody opened Pandora's box. Like all this stuff came out. And I remember the divine episodes, because that's what they were, that I had. Not that what happens now isn't, but when that happened in the first couple of years, and I'm seeing 12-foot angels standing before me.
I had that, yeah.
You know what I mean? And having geomantic domes appear over my head, and, just different, all these different things. And then as time went on, it kind of disappears. And so you're like, okay, where is everybody? It's kind of like, going to bed at night and putting your hands together to appeal to the universe. You're like, who am I talking to?
Yeah.
Like they've almost put us in a space where, hey, we help you wake up, and now
you're there.
You're on your own, and we don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
We don't even know how this is going to go. Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel. That because when I'd watch the shows, everyone's still tapping in, and you were really tapping in, and I was missing some of it, because I remember back to when I was tapping in and getting all sorts of information and interactions, and not so much now, because it's just a knowing now.
Yeah, true.
And a feeling, and
true.
I'm quite quiet. Michael laughed when I said, I was coming on. He was really excited because I said I'm like Israel in the background. You might see a hand or an elbow every now and again, but so because I don't know, only for me.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Yeah, I don't speak. Yeah, so I'm quite happy for that, but I still get stuff, feeling, intuition, and I just run on that now.
Yeah, it just doesn't come in as what? As I don't know. It doesn't come in as obvious,
Yeah.
It's more of a subtle kind of thing.
It's for me. It's quite. I enjoy it. I enjoy not knowing now.
Yeah.
And I keep describing this point in time as odd. I say it's just odd, but it's okay. It's not bad or anything. It's just odd. It's different, and I like that. So anything that I see that looks odd on the outside, I look at these and see what's odd going on the inside.
Exactly. People talk about twin flame, and I'm like, the universe is my twin flame. Everything external of me is my twin flame.
It's me.
Just
yeah.
Think about it. I mean, people talk about twin flames, and they're like, I get triggered. We had this couple on 3 or 4 days ago. and they're really spectacular. And they're like, we've been together for 2 years and 8 months, and we've been
Right.
separated 5 times because we trigger each other. And what doesn't
Mm,
trigger you but the external, you know?
yeah,
Now, somebody made a comment about Anubis in Sirius.
yeah.
I've seen several comments over the last few days in regard to a connection between Sirius, which I resonate with that particular place very much so,
Mm,
and Egypt. And you
yeah,
mentioned it now, so can
yeah.
you fill us in a little bit on that?
So yeah, my connection. So when I started in looking into Reiki and healing, um, yes, the Sekhmet energy was the first thing that came in. It's very, very powerful. And I think at the time, because I felt I was going through a lot of turmoil in my mind, and I felt I needed strength and empowering. And somebody had mentioned online about the goddess of war,
Mm,
Sekhmet, but not in the sense of, she's going to cause chaos, but she'll show you your power or something along those lines. So that was the first energy that I connected to very, very strong. And after that, I would meditate a lot in shower and just go off, and I would be taken to uh, uh, there was tunnels right near the pyramids, right near Giza. There was tunnels, and I think they'd been blocked off, and I was in it, and I could see everything. I was in I think it was like a red sandstone cave, and it was covered with hieroglyphics. I had no idea that consciously in this body I didn't know what I was looking at. I had no idea where I was. So maybe at the time I would Google everything I would see.
yeah.
So if I had a name come in, if I had a picture of a monument or anything, I would Google it and find where I was being taken. But Egypt, yeah, was the big one. And then if I was doing Reiki on people, they would be taken to the pyramids. They would be above the pyramids. So all sorts of healing would take place. Then I started finding myself lifting bodies up and working on them. And I felt like I was in a pyramid. Yeah.
What's the connection with Sirius?
Um, Horus, Isis, Osiris, and then there was the Hathor energy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I felt I had let's see, 2016 Lionsgate.
Mm.
I had all these energies come into my studio, like 20 of them,
Wow.
and there was 2 of them, 2 or 3,
Mm.
can't remember, but they were Hathors. I'd never seen them before,
Mm.
and they were all dancing and stuff. It was pretty cool,
Yeah.
and but yeah, that for some reason that resonates to me. The Sirius star system has always really deep. In fact, that was the first thing I ever noticed
I
in
did. And
in the cosmic field, in the cosmos.
yeah, that was the first star that I saw. And it was funny because when I first started, I would always look at this star would appear if I was hanging, because I had like a barn back door. So I would hang out and look at the night sky, and there was always this really bright star, or I would just look at it continuously, and then I was curious, what's this star? And it turns out it was Sirius. So
Hmm.
every night I was looking out this star. And then when I moved in with my husband here, again, I can see the star.
You
It's so
know,
bright.
that's
It's
what
right
happened to
there.
me.
Mm,
That's what happened to
yeah.
me. I had a townhouse, and this would have been in 2015.
Mm,
Like, just when I started to get going with, the broadcasting, and I would walk out to my back patio, and I would look at the star. I'd look in the sky,
yeah.
and there was this big star, bluish
Mm,
star, and I
that's
said,
it. Yeah.
that's Sirius. I'm like, how do I even know that? And then the strange thing was, I would walk out there, and it wouldn't matter what day or what month.
Mm,
and it was always there.
There.
And I
Yeah.
was like, "What the F?" You know? So I thought, "Did I
It's
miss
following
some?"
us.
I know, but I thought, "Did I miss something in school?" Because I thought that the stars moved with the
Yeah.
seasons and,
Mm,
which they do. Now I
mm.
had to go look it up and Google it and make sure that I wasn't, off planet. But that's how it happened with me.
Yeah.
And it even told me like dog star.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and at the time that it happened, I had just gotten on making friends on the internet, and I
Mm.
met this really cool sister from Norway, and her at the same time it happened, her dog came to me. I hate to even
Oh.
call a solo dog, but just for the
Mm.
point of explaining,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, this dog came to me, and it was like talking to me, and I'm like, what, like, and then I found out that it was hers. It was her soul partner who
Mm.
had just passed away like 3 months before.
Uh,
And at the same time, Sirius kept appearing and saying, "I'm the dog star," and I'm like, "What does that mean?" And how do I know this? And why aren't
yeah.
you moving with the rest of the stars every night? Yeah, it's crazy.
Nice. It's
Yeah,
fun. This is what I mean. It's all just, and it feels like reminders, memories. Um, so all the visions that I felt that I was having were just memories. Well, they are just memories. They're experiences. Then, now, same. You know. So it makes total sense to me personally now, why I don't have so much information, because if I'm feeling, I already know.
right on.
And so I completely trust my intuition now, which is something I've had to learn
Yeah,
with discernment. Um, has been coming up a lot lately.
yeah.
Discerning um,
Good subject.
words and actions are huge. Have been a huge lesson. Yeah, because you as when you're coming from your heart and love, and you're true to who you are, and you're looking at people and listening to their words, and you want to believe them.
Yeah,
You really want, and so um, that love is there. But actions sometimes don't follow. So discernment has been a big thing
yeah.
lately. I've learned, because
Well,
I watch myself, I hear myself, and
yeah.
check myself. Am I being? Am I being? Who am I being?
Are
What
you,
I
are you
want.
aligning? Are you aligning with your words and
Yeah,
actions? Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and I
yeah,
think that's where we've got to.
yeah.
But I don't want to pass up what you
Huge.
said. I don't want to pass up what you said a minute ago because it's a really good subject and
Mm,
important, and that's intuition. And like you so
mm,
honestly said, you know, I'm trying to, create a higher efficiency with listening, or, tap into more of the potential of the intuition. And one of the things I think that's happening, because intuition and telepathy kind of go along with each other.
mm,
So, like, we're seeing things in other people
mm-hmm.
as they see things in us,
Yeah, yeah.
intuitively.
Mm,
We question ourselves. We notice the incongruency in the words that they speak and the energy they're giving off, and the actions,
mm.
which then is great, because then we start to look at ourselves. I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
because you're like talking like, why did I say that? And you realize, oh, I've said this for 15 years, and the whole
Yep.
time it's just been,
I am that. Yeah, it is. I am that. Whether you was that 10 years ago, whether people are that now. Now, past is now, future is now, everything is now. So, you know, you everything is you. Everything that you
yeah,
see and feel is from here out,
yeah,
isn't it? It
yeah.
is you. So when it's funny today, because I found it with the fires and my chest was on fire, and then the wind starts blowing up. There's me, gassy, just look like I've got a baby, because I'm so windy and it's blowing gale for like outside. So what's outside is within. So I'm just kind of going with it.
Mm,
It is what it is. And yeah, so discerning, it's easy when you when you really get and you know and you feel people, everything here is you, it's so much easier to, like, my days are lighter and lighter and
Yeah.
lighter and lighter.
And you take
Don't
things
get me wrong.
less
I
seriously.
still, I still get the physical
Hmm.
stuff because speaking is more, prominent now, and is coming up a lot more, and I'm connecting with more people as well, which is lovely. So yeah, that's coming up to clear.
Yeah. And I find it hard at times to do a lot of talking. I mean, I know that's not what I do online, but like on a private level, like
Mm.
it's really weird because that telepathy intuition thing is working for
Mm.
everybody, and
Mm.
it's creating like some static. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to be here. I don't want to, like, I feel like I'm acting.
Mm.
I don't really want to be in the conversation. Not that I don't like the person or anything, but like it's just not relevant, or it's
Yes.
not stimulating, or it's just like an old kind of like watching a rerun for like the 50th time.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
and
it's it's it is being in repeat. That's one thing
yeah,
that's. I'll say it now. I'll say, I think I've had that conversation before, or how is that relevant now? Um, my voice is just speaking it now. I'll just say, I don't think that's relevant now. I think we've had this conversation before. Um, let's talk about something relevant that's actually now,
yeah.
not
Or let's just
same.
sit in a chair across from each other and look in each other's eyes and let all let
Yeah,
let it just, let it
yeah,
expand like that. But you said something earlier, and so then there's another kind of a complementary relationship, and that's between intuition and discernment.
yeah.
So we have this intuition, and let's just say, as an example, because that's the only way I can explain it. Somebody is giving off a certain energy. Their
Mm,
words and their action don't quite
mm,
jive.
mm,
So you know that, and like you said at the top of the show, you want to believe them. And now we have
mm,
enough of an awareness to go, okay, I can't just rely on wishful thinking. I've got to, like, keep my intuition information in the field
mm,
of this discernment.
mm.
And then you're like, okay, so like at that point, what do you do? And when you said that, I thought, oh, well, there you go.
There's
Go back.
no.
And
I
what I was
just see
going to,
it. Mm,
yeah, and I know that's why it's so hard to explain. That's why I
yeah.
got it when you said that, because I thought, okay, well, if intuition kind of brought me to a higher state of awareness where I'm seeing this incongruency in the energy, the words and actions,
Mm.
then why not try my intuition to figure out if I do say anything, if I don't say anything?
See,
Uh,
I just
yeah.
let go. I
Well,
I
that's
I
true too.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try not to get really involved in
Hmm.
it now. I just kind of, oh, okay. It's kind of that. Oh, okay. It's that now. It's not. I don't attach to it now.
That's
It
a good
doesn't.
point.
It
That's a good.
doesn't trigger me. It doesn't.
That's a good.
It doesn't. I don't need to have an opinion. I
Yeah.
just go okay because it is okay.
Yeah, and
I.
a lot of people have talked about this year that the information's coming in so fast. And let's
Mm,
face it, information doesn't just have to be downloads and transmissions and channelings. It can actually be interactions with another human being,
mm,
and everything they're saying consciously, and the unconscious, and the energy and all that. But that
mm.
it's so much information that you can't figure out what you're being told or what it is. So
I
many people
I
this
love,
year are saying that, let go.
yeah, because it's all relevant to each and everyone who shares any information.
Hmm.
Why not? Why is it one way, or it has to be this way or that way? Why can't it be every way? It
It
is every
is.
way. Otherwise, it's not. It wouldn't happen. You
It
wouldn't
is
see it.
everywhere.
You wouldn't hear it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't experience it. It's just how. I know I've been saying this a lot lately to a few people. They're just different playgrounds. And that's the whole point. Where do you want to play? It's not one playground's better than the other. It's just, where do you want to play?
Or recognizing there's 7.7 billion playgrounds and
Yeah.
7.7 billion playground matches.
Variety is the spice of life,
Like, do you
apparently.
want to go? It's more like, do you want to go play? Do you want to go play? Like, do I want to go play in your playground, or do I want to stay in mine, or do I want to go play in someone else's, or does somebody want to play
Yeah.
in mine? Yeah.
This choice is, and you know, that's I think that's another beauty of life. Everything is choice. We have a choice.
Yeah.
There's so many different playgrounds to play in, and why not? Why not? Why does it have to be one way, or why does it have to be this way? It is that way. So just choose. That's what I do. Yeah. I tried to keep it simple. I done a post the other day. Keep it simple, sweetheart, or keeping it simple.
Say it again.
Soulfully. Keep it simple, sweetheart.
I like that one
Or
better.
keeping it soulfully simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try not to complicate anything.
But you know, the choice is a big deal. Like, choice got us here. Choice got us into this incarnation, or series of incarnations. For some of us, hundreds of incarnations. But choice got us here.
Yeah.
And choice is cool.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be here. You know, when I wake in the morning, my eyes, I'm out for the count and I don't move. Apparently, I'm still. And then as soon as I wake up, my eyes, and I'm out. I'm up out of bed, and I'm living and present and out in the garden. I'm always outside. I love it. I'm by huge oak trees, and I love the choice of being here. It's fun, you know.
Absolutely, it is. I'm in no rush to go, especially after all this work we've done.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Your shows are just more and more and more and more and more. And the show that you done with Martin and Michael, whoa, I was a mess, like a good mess, you know, and crying, and that was for me. That was something happened.
Yeah,
that
was
show
powerful.
just opened. Yeah,
there was
that
something
it's like if something shifted.
Yeah.
The whole soulogy thing. I don't know, but that's what I felt, and I just cried. And then I saw you crying.
So you can't listen to Michael and not cry, man. It's like,
I know. I wanted to message him after straight away, but I couldn't. I just couldn't even type. I think he messaged me first, I think. But when we video called, it must have been about 45 minutes later, I just cried again. Just cried again. I said, it's amazing. Yeah. So it's fun. What everybody's creating is just magical. Absolutely magical.
it really is.
Yeah. And you're bringing that. I love that. I love that everyone has this space to come to and to express and create, and you know, and it does have a huge impact on everybody. That show definitely had an impact on everyone. You know, I'm sure everyone felt.
Well, I think
everything.
It must be, you know, a small replica of what's happening collectively, because I notice, because of the messages that I get. Like, I get messages every day, and people, and it's grown, you know, like over time. But like, I would say, like yesterday was a big day. There must have been 7 or 8 people just writing to say, you know, they might have made a contribution and they put it on the notes of the contribution, or they'll just send them a direct message, or sometimes they'll even make a comment, like on YouTube or Facebook, and they'll talk about what they're getting, you know, like thank you, gratitude, and it seems like it's getting bigger, but I think it's more of an indicator of what's happening to us collectively across the board.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. That's exactly what I've been feeling. Something is igniting in everyone. And I think just the whole planet is igniting. Everything. Nothing is separate. Everyone's feeling it in their own way, but everything is just
It really
but
is.
yeah,
And then of course there's
yeah,
the rest of it. Like you said, where do you want to play? Right?
mm,
And let live and let be, you know?
mm,
Uh, and so I like tap into, I go on and check, a few different sites on YouTube every day, just 3 minutes here, 5 minutes there, just, to put stuff in my field so I can then do what we do and I
yeah,
do my job. And, uh, and I'm like watching, what would be more of the global stage because you're going
mm,
down the feed on YouTube and you see this video and that video and like tap into a certain politician,
mm.
uh, talking for a few minutes, then another one, and then this, and it's just like, are you serious? Like, what good? Does it even like? How can it's like a cartoon?
Mm,
But at the same time, that's getting louder.
yep,
Mass quarantine, all the other stuff, and then at the same time, you can see this non-physical collective consciousness taking uh, a physicality in people like you and people that come on the show, and that's real.
yeah.
That's so much. That's so real. It's like
It feels it feels good. I
Mhm.
think it's all real for everyone who's, in it, in whatever playground, you know,
True.
and so everyone is being, uh, for me, it's more like an ignition. I feel like everyone's being ignited in every playground all
Yeah.
over. There's something for everybody right now. Everybody's being triggered in every playground right now, and that's what's different. That's how I feel. Yeah. So when I look at different playgrounds, I try not to go for too long because I start getting a feeling in my stomach, and it's like, no, that's
Yeah.
enough. It doesn't
Well,
feel good. Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you know,
So
and
so
here's
I
the
come
thing.
out.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If you look at the stuff on the global stage,
Mm,
that's that separates, divides, which is
mm,
everything, which is everything.
mm,
And then you're talking about intuition
mm,
and how big that's getting, how much bigger, how far it's come, and even telepathy.
mm.
And I think we got to remind, no matter who we are, we got to remind ourselves, whatever we're looking at, that why would we base it on strictly logic or rationale versus at least not having the other side of the equation come in, the intuition
Mm,
play a part in what we're going to behold versus just doing it because it's a quote unquote truth or belief that we've held on to that has to be this way. It's
yeah.
just everybody's being called out on the carpet. It's almost like a life
I
review.
Oh God, I love it. So the masks triggered me massively. That was a huge trigger for me, and I kept going on about it. I kept going on about it, and I kept going, why? What is this? Why do I keep talking about masks? Why does it keep coming up in my field? Because we've all been masked at some point in our lives, and you know, being told to be quiet or not heard or something. Of course, I'm going to be triggered by it. It's
Yeah.
showing me my stuff. So everything, everything that's playing out is something that we've all related to. We've all experienced it just in a different way, but we've all had the emotion. We've all experienced the same emotion in every play that's going on.
Right on. I love this comment that Dawn made. It's going to be hysterical when the collective wakes up to their own truth. This will be such a laughing bunch of human beings. And I often think that that's the same way. For years, I've thought this. I thought, well, you know what? Then at the end of the day, like you said, not to complicate things, keep it simple.
Mm,
That maybe it's so simple
mm.
that we're all beating at the same vibration. It just doesn't look that way. Like you said, everybody's in a playground, and first of all, there's no field of measurement in the first place because there's nothing to measure.
Nope.
You're just choosing that playground. I'm choosing this playground.
What's the
Sometimes we play
difference? Yeah,
together and whatever, it's
yeah. I have
yeah,
no idea what, and I really have no idea what's going on or what's coming. But the only thing I do know is when I wake up in the morning, how I'm feeling
yeah,
and what I'm seeing in my immediate reality. Everything else outside of that, unless it's here, It doesn't exist.
Do you I know you do some posts because I've seen them before. Do you do videos? Do you ever do lives or so you're kind of like in the background a little bit, like
Yeah,
there's so many, particularly
yeah.
women that have been in that role. Are you
Mm,
feeling, like I talked to a friend of mine yesterday. She did her first interview style show today. I knew her, I met her a year ago. She's a younger lady,
mm, mm.
single mom. She's probably about 23, maybe
Wow.
25 at the most. And she's like, I'll never get in front of the camera. I got her to come on the show one time last year.
Nice.
But she was telling me that she's getting a call
Mm,
to step out. And I've had quite a few other women tell me that. Are you getting anything like that?
no.
You're, you're
I had this years ago. I thought to myself, maybe I should be doing videos. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. You know, I could be doing this and I could be doing that. But there was a particular, I had a particular meditation, and it was involved with Buddha and Krishna. And so I was really going through something. I should be doing something. I felt like, you know, I should be doing something more than. And so Krishna had a conversation, or didn't have a conversation. He was in my garden. This was meditation, and he took me over. We sat on the grass. Buddha was in front of us, and he just looked at me and said, "Look at Buddha." And so I looked at Buddha, and he said, "Be like Buddha." So I was, okay, do I need to go off and in the mountain? I don't know. Do I need to go and isolate myself for 3 months, 6 months? And he said, so then he looked at a rock and just said, be like the rock. So the rock obviously is energy, it is consciousness, but it's just being a
yeah,
rock.
yeah.
And it's a rock, but it's everything,
And
but
I
doing
think,
nothing.
yeah, and I think that that would apply. And
Mm,
we don't even know what it would be like to be in, to be the consciousness of just the rock, like being,
yeah,
you know what I mean, on the, looking out.
yeah.
But there seems to me to be a little bit different kind of thing happening here. Not different from the rock. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. So we could
Mm,
just be a human, right?
mm, mm-hmm,
That would be pretty easy to do because we've all done a pretty good job of that, or a bad job of that, however you want to look at it. But now we
mm,
have this other stuff coming in. So
mm.
it's like what we are to be is evolving
Mm,
as we expand, which creates, at least the way I'm seeing it from this chair that I sit in, it creates this bit of confusion, you
mm.
know, in this whole dialogue up here where you've gotten rid of that old chatter of, you know, just the
Yeah,
ego or the, and it's a different type of dialogue. It's a high level dialogue. What do you do with this information?
mm,
How do I apply this to my life? You
yeah,
know, how do I
yeah,
serve? You know, all that stuff.
yes.
Yeah,
So yeah, so I just be now, whatever that is, because I trust. And every time, like I've heard you talking about surrender a lot lately, you know,
yeah,
and that is one of the key things I used to do when I had no idea,
yeah,
and I could feel myself. Um, there'd be anxiety around certain things, and I didn't know the answer to, and I would just surrender and look up and say, I completely trust. Because if I don't, I'm going to go insane if I'm not already mad. But um, so it was surrender was the biggest thing. Yeah.
right.
So I've had to do that a few times since March.
Oh
um,
yeah, I've
when
had to.
I was
I do
triggered.
it all the time. I had to do it. I do it all the time.
Mm,
Probably at least 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times a day, but in
mm,
soft ways.
yeah.
Like the other night, I don't know, it was last night or the night before, I felt this Kundalini thing happening. I was laying in bed, and I'm like, "What the heck?" Because I'd not felt it before, and
mm,
it started coming in through, you know, like the lower chakras, and I think
that's
it
where I've
got,
had pain. Yeah.
yeah, and it was just like it felt. Well, I never felt it like this before,
Mm,
and I felt it come up into, like, say, the sacral to the solar, and then I just said, and I was like, oh my god, this is kind of trippy, You know, like I'm tripping out. And I think it was last night because I had not felt good all day. And I was looking forward to going to sleep. And now I'm going to sleep and I got this energy coming up my chakras. And then I just took a deep breath and said, I surrender. And they just like went whoosh right up into my heart. And I don't know what happened after that.
That's the fun of it. We don't know what's coming.
Mhm.
We don't. But when you just allow it, I think that's the key. When stuff's happening and our body is reacting and being triggered or activated or whatever is going on, when you get out of the way, allow your body to do its thing. It knows what to do.
Yeah.
It already knows. It's already programmed
Yeah.
to know what to do. It's
like-
when we try and, it must be this or it must be that. I have no idea what happens to my body. Yesterday I was lying in the sun, and first time we've had sun in a few days. So I'm in the sun. All of a sudden my belly starts moving. So I'm thinking, am I pregnant? What's going on here? And this only ever happened one time before, when I was releasing some past trauma from childhood. And so I called my husband over. I said, you need to come and look at this. I said, because am I going mad? But is my stomach moving? My stomach was rippling. Like, I had no idea. So I'm going, do I need to take a pregnancy test? No, I'm not pregnant. It can't be. So something's birthing. I have no idea. Is it that? Is it that I've just got an upset stomach? I don't know. Do muscles move and spontaneously move? And I have no idea. So I just kind of let it be. Like, it's been happening whilst we've been talking. It feels like
Me too.
It's
Actually,
odd.
me too. As you were just saying that, hey, this has been happening the whole time. Not the entire time, but
No, but you feel it. There's something in there. Yeah.
yeah. To me, it's like from the gut all the way up into the throat.
Yes.
Like there's something going on. Like I can't really explain it.
In
Almost
this section.
like from the gut to the throat. That's how it was yesterday. And it was a very uncomfortable. Today, it's more like almost like when you ride a roller coaster and your stomach drops. You know, when you go down it's like that kind of energy. It's like that kind of energy. I guess
Settling
that's a
a
good
bit.
example. Like that kind of energy, you're out of control. Like you have no control. Like it's just moving freely. You know, it's like when I used to have seizures. I used to have a lot of seizures, from like 15 to 50.
Yeah.
And there's this point you hit, and I remember it's more of like now that I know more about it, it's more like an energetic field, energetic occurrence, because you hear this ringing in all of your limbs, muscles, tendons, everything, your skeletals, everything absolutely, totally goes beyond relaxation. It goes into this state. And, that's what this type of energy that I've been seeing more of seems to be following that type of characteristic.
Yeah. It's just coming in. And I had the pain in the lower back. What else? Oh, like I nearly fainted yesterday, feeling lightheaded, like I'm being pulled down. So it's like, ooh, I have no idea what's going on, and I'm back up as soon as it's over, it's done. I don't hold on to it.
Whatever it is
Like,
that's happening right now, I'm telling you, I feel queasy. You feel queasy for a second.
Yes.
You feel like you need to sit down.
Yeah.
Your breath gets kind of like, magnified. Mine does.
You can feel your heart, like, every now and again. It's like
a lump in your chakra system. Instead of a lump in your throat, it's like a lump in your chakra system.
Yeah, definitely here, because I'm burning. Yeah.
So, is there anything you wanted to talk about or do before we get out of here? Is there anything you wanted to point out, or
No.
do you want to do a dance?
No,
show us around your house, whatever.
You can see some bits.
Your house is very, very nice. It looks very nice. Yeah, the energy is very good. I like
calming. I love my plants.
Yeah, plants
outside
are huge.
in. Yeah, everything is. I've got inside out as well, and I've got outside in.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. I'm glad
it
we
was
finally.
so good to connect. I know.
I'm glad we finally hooked up, and we'll have to do it again sometime later in the year.
Yes, Yes,
uh,
definitely.
check in with you. Yeah,
Thank you,
I
Todd.
appreciate it. Love you. Thank
Take
you.
care. Love you.